Secondly, you need to have a plan. You need to know what you're doing. You need to have a step-by-step roadmap. It doesn't have to be complicated. It can just be like, okay, well, first we're going to go down to the business office, and we're going to apply for a permit to do business in this town. That's kind of the first step. Oh, and then we're going to incorporate, and that's kind of the second step. And little steps, little steps. Oh, we're going to figure out what our marketing plan is. We're going to figure out what our market is. We're going to do market research. We're going to end up putting together a revenue model, and so on and so on and so on and so on. And there are steps you have to go through. They don't have to be complicated. And then you got to create milestones. If you don't create measurable milestones in your plan, you don't know where you are. Okay, by September 2005, we're going to have 15 employees, and we're going to have revenues of such and such, and we're going to have accomplished this, that, and the other. And this is really important to getting funded, because when you first get funded and you're doing a startup, just a seed-level startup, people are just listening to you, and they're going to base their decision on what they're going to value you at, or even whether they're going to give you money, based on the team you put together and the viability of the idea. But good venture capital people know that they can't figure out whether an idea is viable or not. They just kind of have to. They've seen enough, and they've been fooled enough to know that they just kind of have to let it brew a little bit, and they have to look at the market, and they have to look at the people. But if you say, okay, I'm going to get to this milestone, and then I'm going to need more money, you start at a low valuation, you take a little bit of money, you get to a milestone, which I call fundable milestone, and then you get more money at a higher valuation, and you keep building the company along fundable milestones. What you don't want to do is have to go out for more money when you haven't reached a milestone, because then you have this nasty down round where you lose equity, and you lose control, and it isn't good. It isn't good. And then the good part about a small company is you can turn the dime. And Elizabeth works with me in AuctionDrop. Will tell you, I think we've changed direction by 87 times in the last week. We change it because, hey, it doesn't work. Okay, do something else. Big companies can't do that. We've got a 6-month plan, and we're going to execute on it for 6 months. And at the end of 6 months, we're going to evaluate it. Yeah, we may have wasted $10 or $15 million, but we've got plenty. As a small company, you can't do that. You have to evaluate as you go, and if you find yourself going down a dark alley, you got to turn around and fix it. And because you can do that, because if you keep yourself agile and flexible and you can do that, you can beat big companies at their game day after day after day after day. They can't maneuver.